What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of But Does It Spin? And today we're back to Hypersphere. That's right. Oops, I knocked the camera a bit, but we're back to Hypersphere, and I'm very excited about this one. It is a double pack of Roktavor R5 and Lord Spryzen S5, and I think this is fantastic. This is one of the harder ones to find here in Brazil, and I love it because I do like the original characters of Beyblade Burst, right? So Valtryek, Kerbeus, Roktavor, Spryzen, and who else? Doomsizer, Wyvron, those guys. You know who I'm talking about. So yeah, I do like them quite a bit. I think it's fantastic, and to see these in Hypersphere as well, it's so cool, so cool. That said, as I mentioned in some of the other videos, the double packs up to Speedstorm were a little iffy. The very first single layer and double layer double packs were worth their value because they were both Beyblades were on par with the then current meta, so to say, their system. And of course, now the quad bays, because of the armor system, they do need to make both bays quad bays, right? But in between that, like Switch Strike, Slingshot, Hypersphere, and Speedstorm, what they usually did was they put one Beyblade that was from that season, and then the second bay would just be an older bay recolored. And you can tell that this does the same thing. They do call it Roktavor R5, but this is the exact same layer and chip of Roktavor R4, just different color, with the Hypersphere drive. So really, it shouldn't be Roktavor R5, because you can see that this one, the chip doesn't come out, and it does have the level up chip hole to it, which is from the previous collection. This is not an R5. It should be R4. But they do name it R5. They just recolor it differently, and they named it R5. So, like, I don't know, like, its performance will not be as great as the ones that were on par with, like, this is actually S5, right? This was, you can see that it has the weights, which is not the actual weights because it's Hasbro, but that format of having the chip with the weight, that was the then current system, and this was not it. So yeah, most of the double packs, like I said, up to Speedstorm were like that, where one was not on par and only one was the good bay. So you're really only getting one bay from that collection. That said, I don't have a Roktavor R4, so it is fantastic to get one here. And of course, Lord Spryzen looks fantastic. And most of you do know that I do love Hypersphere. I think it's a fantastic system that is very fun, maybe not competitive, but it's very fun to play with and very fun to watch. Yeah, you can see that the chip does not come off because it's not part of that. It is a Spryzen here, so it does spin left and right. You can change their modes, which is fantastic. At least they kept this in Hasbro. But for the layer, they don't have the weight. They don't have any of the gimmicks. They did take all of those out. The forged disc is a D69, and the driver is a TH21. For Roktavor, the disc is a D07, which looks just like a heavy disc. Maybe it is. And the driver is TH14. It's just two stats on Hypersphere, and I don't really know what they are. But yeah, it is what it is. I am pretty excited to finally have this in my collection because I do love Spryzen and Roktavor. So let's get this open and see if they spin. So here we are with the components all out of the box. We'll be looking at Roktavor first, As you can see, like I mentioned before, this is not a GT bay like this. It's from the it's a turbo. It's a turbo layer, just repainted. It does kind of seem like it has a sound. Here is the code if you need it. It does come with a heavy disc, which is always welcome. You know, I do like this quite a bit. I do like the way they colored it so that you can actually see the faces. A lot of the other Roktavors, you couldn't actually tell what you're looking at because you know, they weren't always colored well enough to be seen. And of course, this is the driver. I think this is the same driver that they had on a bunch of the dragons in Hypersphere, I think. So yeah, that's pretty cool to see as well. I don't actually know if any of the drivers in Hypersphere are too different. This one, of course, Lord Spryzen, it does look different, but at the end of the day, it's still like a rounded nub, you know. But yeah, they do look different though, so that's pretty cool. This is the layer of Lord Spryzen. As I said, this is the GT one, so this is what you would be getting this dual pack for. As per usual, you can see the code here, and as per usual, as for the newer Spryzens, you can change the direction. You can see that right now it is a right turning one, but you can just pop the chip out and then switch that. You can do it with your hand, or if you want, you can do it with let me get a normal ripcord launcher from Hypersphere. Most ripcord does have this little thing, and this was to change the direction of all the Spryzens since S3. So yeah, I don't know if you could see that, but like that part, it fits in here, and then you turn it to change its directions, and then you put it back. We will leave it on right turn, I think. Is it? I think this is right turn. Yeah, it's on right turn. So we'll leave it like that. But yeah, as you saw, you can change it with your hand if you want. You don't really need this. I think this works more for the previous versions of it. But yeah, it's not too bad to just change with your fingers as well. But yeah, you do need to take the chip off to change the directions though. Without it, it doesn't turn. The forces that came with it is blade, I believe, without the plastic gimmicks on it, of course. But you know, still, it is what it is. Yeah. What I don't like about this is that these blades, they don't really line up when they're done. It does jut out a little bit to the side, I guess. So I don't enjoy that too much. I like when things line up, but it is what it is. And yeah, these are the two Beyblades done. Let's go test them out. So here we are on the vertical drop set. Let's spin Lord Spryzen first. Let it rip. So Roktavor did spin for a little bit longer, but I'm thinking that's probably because we spun it first. So let's do it first now, and then we'll do Spryzen. Let it rip. And Spryzen won. So let's try to do Spryzen first again. Those are some really heavy hits. I don't know if you guys can see, but Spryzen is leaving red paint marks on the walls of Hypersphere. So that's not too cool. Lord Spryzen did lose. So yeah, whoever we're spinning second is winning. So yeah, I guess they are fairly well balanced. Let's now change the direction of Spryzen to left. The battle seems a lot more tame when it's on left spin. I don't know what's going on. That kind of seemed like a tie or Spryzen. We'll have to try it again. We'll go Roktavor first. Ready. Ready. I am loving the way they traverse opposite ways. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But Roktavor won, even though Roktavor was spun first. So I don't know what's up with that. Let's try it again. Let it rip. Let it rip. A lot of hits, no bursts on either sides. And yeah, they do lose stamina quite a bit. And Roktavor won again. It could be that is because Roktavor is rounder and smaller, so it retains more stamina. But whatever the case, Roktavor seems to have a slight advantage when it's on left spin, when Lord Spryzen is in left spin. But when he's in right spin, they do seem to be quite well balanced. But you know, you can take whatever conclusion that you like to see fit. And that is what I had to show. That is what I had to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a like and subscribe if you haven't yet, because we will be bringing more Beyblade content and more other spin top content. So stay tuned, and until then, stay nerdy.